Welcome back to the Ferris Sports Update. Joined now by Greg Henson with Ferris State Women's Soccer and coach. 2-0 weekend, alone atop the GLIAC with a nice little lead here as you go into an important weekend in GLIAC play. And 2-0 last week. I know some scary conditions, some scary games at times, but for you, I'm sure happy just to be where you are.
Yeah, it was a great weekend. Obviously, our goal going into every weekend is to walk away with 6 points in the standings and 2 wins, and we were able to get that done. It wasn't exactly pretty always this weekend, but we're in the midst of a conference season now, and sometimes you got to be able to gut out the games and grind out the ugly wins, and they all count the same in the standings at the end of the day. So I was really proud of the effort from our players, and I really felt like it was a big step forward for this team yesterday. And that we accepted, kind of the role we had to play of being that grinding team, that blue-collar team that was going to go out and just outwork our opponent and find a way to get the win. And, my first year in 2019, we didn't really do that very often. It was either we won pretty handily or we suffered a defeat. So I was really happy to see us really accept that role and put that forward. And it's going to really carry us a long way down the road.
It's a good point because the kids really seemed like they did accept that when they came back after the game yesterday. So you take a look at Saginaw Valley State, an early goal post here. You had a lot of shots off the bar in this game. In fact, shot attempts are 25-4 in your favor. So you know that you've got the offensive power to score 5, 6, 7 goals in a game. It just didn't quite come to fruition in this one, but you're still able to, as you say, grind it out.
Yeah, we're creating. If we weren't creating chances and not scoring goal, that's when you get nervous. We're creating a ton of chances in this game against Saginaw here. I think we hit the crossbar, the post 3-4 times in the match, and we're just off. But it's going to come, and we're going to have that breakout game eventually, and so things will be good. If we weren't creating those chances, then I'd be a lot more concerned than I am. We just got to get the ball in the back of the net and make things a little easier. For all of us involved out there watching, and in some of these grinding out wins, they get a little nerve-wracking when you'd much rather have a 2 or 3 goal cushion. But things have been going well so far.
And again, you just continue to pour on attempts. Really, the ball, for the most part in this game, that was really Taryn's only action of that game. Really was on your offensive half of the field most of the game. And here's the big goal by Grace Verhage, crashing in, and not exactly pretty, but effective.
Yeah, and the last couple goals we've scored have been that way. And we're getting numbers in the box. We get players are goal hungry. They're looking to get in, and I think a game against Saginaw, we played the majority of the game on the front foot, taking it to them. And again, I mentioned it last week. Our depth is one of the things that's really providing us the ability to do that. We're subbing. We're playing probably 16, 17, 18 players deep right now, and there's no let off when we go to the bench, and that's really been an advantage for us, and we're able to just keep throwing numbers and fresh legs at our opponents, and that's been a real positive for us as well.
It's a 1-0 win over Saginaw Valley State. Again, you grind it out, and then talk about grinding it out. You can play the Ashland Eagles, a team that's given you guys some fits over the years. You play them in about the worst weather conditions I think I've ever seen in a game here, between the wind going straight in one direction down the field, the precipitation. I mean, it was not an easy day, but your kids, give them credit, found a way to make it work.
Yeah. It's one of those things where when the wind's that strong, and I think it was like 20 miles an hour. I think on the weather app it was saying with gusts even stronger than that. It's going to play a factor. It's not going to go away. And there was times in the first half when it didn't seem too bad, and the sun's out here. I don't know when that happened. I don't remember that from Sunday, but it was definitely a factor. We got the wind at our back in the first half, and it's so crucial to get goals when you have it, and we were able to get 2. The first one here, again, Kenzie crashing the net after a bar off the crossbar, and then Emily Bergeron with a great individual effort here with a great strike, and she's really having a great season for us again this year as well. So 2-0 cushion allows us the ability to kind of to absorb a little pressure in the second half. We knew they were going to come at us with numbers. We knew they were going to come at us strong in the second half. The wind actually picked up and got worse, and we started getting some snow and sleet, and everything was just going against us, if you will. But I told the players at halftime, in order for us to lose the game, we got to give up 3 goals, and that's not going to happen. And so we hadn't given up a goal all season, and so we talked about it a little bit about, hey, it takes 3. So if 1 goes in, let's regroup. It's all about how we answer. And I thought our answer after conceding this goal here, unfortunately, was great. In the last 20 minutes of the game, they really didn't see another quality chance after that. So was really happy with that answer from the players. And just overall, the players that were willing to get out there and do the work and do the dirty work that needed to be done for us to get the result.
I think back to a couple individual moments in this game, in the second half specifically, where I think it was after their first goal. They had a free kick where the sleet was blowing directly at your goal, and Abigail Gilmore leaps standing in line off a free kick and makes a block. I mean, little plays like that, I think, are kind of what defined the way you guys chose to win this game this weekend. And I'm starting to see this team start to, as you say, accept their role and start to just make it work however they can.
We're a very talented team, and really happy with the skill level that we have here and across the board, top to bottom on the roster. And if we can now add to it that grittiness and that desire to go out and do the little things, and we always talk about the little things that are the difference between the game and on the play you're talking about when we defend that. Pia Nago in the last 7 minutes of the game, winning a head ball in a defensive corner and then clearing the ball out herself is something that we didn't see out of some of those players in the past. And we start adding that to what we have on the talent side of things, then we'll be a very dangerous team down the road. So I'm really proud of the effort yesterday. Haven't beaten Ashland since 2015, so kind of get that monkey off our back. We joked we wanted to send them out of the conference with a loss, and we were able to do that here. And we know if we get them again in the conference tournament, it's going to be a great game, and hopefully it's under great weather conditions. So.
It was your 100th career win as a head coach at the collegiate women's soccer level, and take a moment for you. First, congratulations. I know we talked about it the other day when we talked after the game, but what does that mean to you, especially in a game like that? Because that's the type of game you're really proud of, just winning, and it kind of makes sense to me. It fits that's your 100th win.
Yeah, and I've been a part of a ton of those. In that 100 have been like that. The ones that you need you need some aspirin and some Rolaids at the end of the match. Trying to figure out how you're gonna win that game. And for me, it's just thinking back. I can remember a lot of them, but it's the players along the way and the stories and that sort of thing. And we the last 2 years here at Ferris and the previous 6 years at Concordia. And all the players and people that made it possible. And it wasn't, it's not me, it's the assistant coaches, it's all the players on the roster, top to bottom, that are a part of all those wins and getting some of the text and emails and congratulations and phone calls yesterday and just talking. Most of the time we're talking to them, we're not talking soccer, we're talking about all kinds of other stuff that went along with it. And so just means I've been doing this for a while. But it's good. Like I said, it just kind of brings back a lot of memories of a lot of former players that are out doing great things in the world today outside of soccer. So it's a good situation. So.
Well, Coach, again, congratulations and thanks for joining me today.
Thank you.
We'll talk to everybody next week on the next episode of the Ferris Sports Update. Make sure you stay tuned to FerrisStateBulldogs.com for more information. Thanks, everybody.